Hello, this is Mark Ramsey, President of Effective Project Solutions. This video will cover the financial system in Program Leader. Including financials with Program Leader came from feedback I received at the Washington, D.C. IT convention a couple of years ago. Now the financial system is a third of Program Leader. The financial systems helps organizations without a good change order system. Even if your organization has a good system, without activities linked to them, it's hard to assess financial status and do estimates at completion. I recommend you track activity costs here and then import costs from here into your cost system. A lot of thought, time, and alternative design have gone into this system, so you don't have to. It was developed while I was managing a $15 million project. Believe me, it would take someone months to duplicate the functionality herein. I will completely explain it in this video for you. You enter financials in the financial entry panel. And to get to it, you go from the activity entry panel or other panels, click financial entry, and here it is. I will instruct about this in another video. This video is about financial reporting in Program Leader. Financials report briefly in metric, queried, and most four-part reports. They report in detail in 4 financial reports. These can be launched from the menu, Program Leader menus. First, I'll run a metric of employees responsible for tasks. Metric reports all look this way. The resource measured is in the left-hand column. Date performance metrics are in the middle. The right-hand columns show financials. The first, approved and committed changes, are all the changes being or having been implemented. The second, estimate at completion impact, is the same as approved and committed changes, but it also has budgets that haven't yet been turned into change orders. And it also has activities designated as risk cost. Here are the other metric reports. Projects, project managers, work breakdown structure managers, also known as WBS managers, supervisors of employees responsible, functional business units and subcontractors, and clients and program managers. Notice how fast the reports appear. There is no server lag because Program Leader runs on your computer. The computer you are watching is an inexpensive laptop of 2 years vintage. Let me describe the 4 financial reports. Project budgets. Select and report a project's activities which have budget values. Employee budgets. Select and report for all employees responsible for doing activities. Activities which have budget values will report. Those that don't will not. Activities are grouped and sub-summarized by employee. Selected payee. Select and report a payee's activities which have budget values. A payee is the resource that is going to be paid through a purchase order or change order. All payees. Select and report for all payees activities which have budget values. Activities are grouped and sub-summarized by payee. Before I run one of the 4 financial reports, let me describe the content options that appear at launch. The Select dialog box. To the left here, you can see the Program Leader menus, financial reports, and the 4 financial reports the Program Leader offers. The Select dialog box is used with the project budgets and selected payee reports. This is the dialog box for project budgets, and this is the dialog box for selected payee. To use it, you select the project or the payee that you want by clicking on it. This paste key will turn dark. You press on it and it will select the entry that you want. The second dialog box you will have is Show Just Uncommitted POs and COs. This reports changes where you still have control over the amount and the change order's direction. Uncommitted purchase orders and change orders have a change budget but have not made it to the purchase order or change order stage. Suppress owner contingency. Suppression here focuses attention upon the project contingency and budget categories. These are funded out of your company and will be watched by your management, unlike owner contingency to that extent. The last dialog box you will see in some reports is grouping by funding account or cost code. The funding account choice facilitates budget analysis. The cost code grouping facilitates cross-checking with your financial cost system. Now let's launch the financial report for a project. Go to the Program Leader menus, go to Financial Reports, click Project Budgets. Up comes the View Index. We will choose the project here. The Paste button becomes dark, we click it. The next dialog box, as we discussed before, show just uncommitted POCOs. We are going to show them all. Suppress owner contingency, we're going to show them all. Group by funding account or cost code, we're going to group by account. And here's the report. It comes up very quickly. The first activity is a committed change order. Here's the committed column, and here is yes for the fact that it's committed. It has a budgeted cost and a committed cost at a little bit less at $15,280. This tallies in the approved and committed subtotal area. The second activity has an approved budget, but the change order has not been committed. That means it has not been processed into a financial instrument like assigned purchase orders. Likewise, the fifth activity in the group, approved, no committed status. Add the two budgets together and you get a credit of $3,000 as shown in the next total, approved but not committed. The third activity is pending approval. It shows the total for pending approval. Add these three totals together here and you get $16,360, the estimate at completion impact. Going over to the right column in the sub-summary section, it captures the fourth activity as having no approval status. $3,090, and here's the fourth activity, it has no approval status. This needs your attention. Undefined approval status amounts do not affect the estimated completion. The actual cost variance, minus $200, is the difference between the approved budget and the actual dollars committed. Here, $200 less is committed than was budgeted for the approved change. Let's go to the next account, project contingency. The first activity's change was not approved. It tallies in the disapproved field in the sub-summary. The second activity is a risk. That is why it is in red. It tallies at half its amount. Why? Let's check the activity. You find the activity by clicking on the ID. It takes you back to the activity, and you see the risk is at 50%. Now let's go back to the report. $500 at 50% is $250 risk, and that is what's tallied. The sub-summaries of all financial reports tally in the grand total section. This adds the result for each sub-summary. In this case, the sub-summaries were the accounts, so this is the grand total of all accounts. Now, reports in the queried menu do show financial budgets. Queried reports, employee responsible. Select employee responsible. The budget is shown for each activity in the activities assigned to Dunstan report. The PO and CO is also shown, and also the payee. The final budget number is shown. If the change order is committed, this is the value of that change order. If the change order has not been committed yet, then this is the value of the budget. Our financial reports will show a summary of costs as well as the activities in detail just above them. So if you pick employee budgets, it will show for each employee that has a cost all the activities summarizing to all the costs attributable to them. Let's take a look at employee Dunstan. Now, Jane Dunstan has 4 activities. She has $11,225 of approved and committed change orders, and that's her estimate at completion impact. However, you should go to the right-hand column, and there's $543 of approval status undefined. And that particular activity is right here, 1441. If we assign it pending, which is what we should do, then, and you have to hit the update key, then the $543 shows as pending approval, and over here you don't have any undefined status of approval. Let's take a look at activity with risk. You know it's with risk whenever it has risk as the quality. This one has $7,500 budgeted for whether a specification has to be followed. We don't know yet. We assign the risk at 50% happening, and the risk is going to be attributed to the project contingency account. When you look in a report, you're going to see 50% of $7,500 showing up against Haversham in their report. I'll select Haversham as the payee. And here it is, the activity. It's the $7,500 risk item, and it shows here as $3,750, which is the 50% of the $7,500. Now, if you forgot to show a risk number, you'll see the screen show up to remind you to enter in a percentage. As soon as you commit the activity, the quality will change to firm. It'll ask you who approved it and so forth. So when the risk turns into a problem or an opportunity, and you click this, automatically other fields here will fall in line with what you're intending. Thank you.